Many times we come across a person who is very angry, and people find it very difficult to deal with an angry person. Well, anger is again an emotion, but it is an unhealthy emotion because it causes a lot of distress to everyone, and when anger escalates, it can be very, very disruptive. Well, we can before we talk about how to deal with anger, let's talk about how do we gauge anger. So, like I said, anger is going to happen in life, depending on the circumstances, your own emotions, your own stress, and various other things. Is that if it is a mild anger, a person is able to keep it to oneself, which is all right because you're not very disruptive. It's not very good for you, but it is not causing any more problems. When you are not able to keep the anger to yourself, it becomes verbal. So raise their voice, they start shouting, they start cursing, they start abusing, and they start talking in shrieking and loud voice. So you know that this anger is more than a mild anger. It's probably moderate, and a severe anger is reflected by if a person becomes physically aggressive, starts to break things, or throws things or hits out at person. So that is severe. So when you encounter a person, you should first see whether a person is just looking angry, or he or she is talking in anger, or he's showing anger behavior. Well, how to deal with it is, if it is with yourself, your own anger, there are a number of strategies which you can, use, including, people use counting numbers, counting words, chanting something, having a glass of water, walking away from the situation. There is no one perfect way. You have to find your own way. But if you are dealing with an angry person, what you should do is, the first step is you acknowledge it. If you tell the person, well, I can see that you are very angry, that itself reduces the anger, because that person knew that nobody is seeing my distress, nobody is seeing my anger. So you ask the person, acknowledge that I can see that you are very angry, and I would like to know what makes you so angry. If it is possible, offer the person a seat, or take the person to a room where you can talk, check whether they would like to have a glass of water, or just take a few deep breaths, because now you are going to listen to them, and then you find out what is it which made them angry. So it might be either a situation which justifies their anger, or it might be a situation which is totally irrational and their justification for anger is not there. So if the anger is justifiable, there is no harm in agreeing with it and saying that, well, I think I agree with you, and what is happening with you is not fair, and let us see how we can work on that. But if the anger is unjustifiable, irrational, or it's totally ununderstandable, then there is no need for you to agree with it. You can tell them, I know you are getting angry, but that's not the right reason why you are angry, and then this is not how things work. So that might not make the person very, very calm, but many times people are able to see their point of view, because by this time they have settled down, they are quietened down, the anger is no more clouding their judgment, and they can see that they are in the wrong and that they need to probably use some other method of getting their point. So let's see, next time you find a person with anger, or you are in a situation where you are getting angry, maybe you should ask yourself, well, am I justified in doing this, or am I not justified in doing this? And use some methods by which you can control anger. Anger is an emotion, but it's an unhealthy emotion. It can do a lot of damage to oneself and to others.